Welcome to the video on Talibanization in Afghanistan. What is Talibanization? How has it changed Afghanistan? What challenges do people face today? Stay with me as I explain everything in simple words about Talibanization in this country. Talibanization means the strict rules of the Taliban in Afghanistan. The Taliban is an Islamic group that follows the strict interpretation of Islamic law. They first gained power in 1996 after years of civil war in Afghanistan. They imposed rules that restricted people's freedom, especially those of women and girls. Schools of girls were shut down and women were not allowed to work. Men had to grow beards and wear traditional clothing. Music, television, and entertainment were banned. Life under Taliban rule was difficult. People lived in constant fear. Public punishments such as whipping, amputations, and execution were common for those who broke the rules. There was no freedom of speech, and criticizing the Taliban was dangerous. The economy suffered because international trade was limited and many skilled workers left the country. The Taliban also provided shelter to terrorist groups, which made Afghanistan a dangerous place. The world criticized the Taliban for their harsh rule and human rights violations. The strict rules of the Taliban affected daily life in every way. People had to follow their commands without question. Religious police controlled public behavior, making sure people obeyed their laws. Schools only taught religious subjects and modern education was discouraged. Women had to wear burqas that covered their entire bodies, including their faces. These harsh laws made life extremely difficult for Afghan citizens, especially women and minorities. Many Afghans tried to escape Taliban rule by fleeing to other countries. Some went to Pakistan, Iran, and Europe to seek a better future. However, many had to stay behind and endure the strict regime. The international community imposed sanctions on Afghanistan, making the economic situation even worse. Poverty increased and healthcare services were almost non-existent. Talibanization turned Afghanistan into one of the most isolated and repressive countries in the world. In 2001, everything changed when the United States and its allies launched a military operation in Afghanistan. This happened after the 9/11 attacks in the US, which were carried out by the terrorist group Al Qaeda. Since the Taliban had given shelter to Al Qaeda's leaders, the US decided to remove them from power. Within a few months, the Taliban government collapsed and a new Afghan government was formed. The fall of the Taliban brought hope to Afghanistan. Schools reopened and girls were allowed to study again. Women started working and people had more personal freedoms. The media flourished and people could watch television, listen to music, and access the internet. Afghanistan became more connected to the world. Many countries, including the US and European nations, helped rebuild Afghanistan by providing financial aid and security support. During this time, Afghanistan saw major improvements in infrastructure, education, and healthcare. New roads, bridges, and hospitals were built. Universities expanded, and more children went to school than ever before. Women participated in politics, business, and the media. For the first time in decades, Afghanistan experienced some stability and progress. However, there were still problems. Corruption in government was widespread. Many officials misused international aid, and progress was slower than expected. The Taliban, though defeated, did not disappear. They moved to rural areas and neighboring countries where they began to organize. Over the years, they launched attacks on government forces, foreign troops, and civilians. These attacks made security and constant challenge. Despite the efforts to build a democratic system, Afghanistan remained fragile. Many people feared that if foreign troops left, the Taliban would return. The Afghan government struggled to maintain control and the situation remained uncertain. While many Afghans enjoyed their new freedoms, others worried that these changes would not last. In 2021, after 20 years of struggle, the Taliban regained control of Afghanistan. This happened after the US and NATO withdrew their troops. The Afghan government collapsed quickly and the Taliban entered Kabul, the capital city, without much resistance. Many people were shocked at how fast the Taliban took over. At first, the Taliban promised that they would rule differently this time. They claimed they would respect women's rights, allow education, and provide security. However, soon after taking power, they began imposing strict rules again. Women were banned from working in most jobs. Girls were stopped from attending high schools and universities. Taliban ordered women to wear full body coverings again. Many people who worked with the previous government feared for their lives. Some were arrested and others disappeared. The media faced restrictions as well. Journalists were arrested and news outlets were forced to follow Taliban guidelines. Protests against the Taliban were banned, and those who opposed them were punished. The Taliban was removed many modern laws and replaced them with a strict interpretation of Islamic law. Fear returned to Afghanistan and people's hopes for a better future faded. Economically, Afghanistan suffered greatly. Foreign aid, which had helped the country develop, was cut off. Banks struggled to operate, and people could not withdraw their savings. Food prices increased, and millions of people faced hunger. The healthcare system collapsed, making it difficult for people to get medical treatment. Many Afghans tried to leave the country, but the borders were tightly controlled. The Taliban return changed Afghanistan completely. It became a place of fears, uncertainty, and hardship. People lost their jobs, students lost their education, and families lost their dreams. Afghanistan, once full of hope, was now back under strict Taliban rule. Thank you for watching this video on Talibanization in Afghanistan. The situation is difficult, but the Afghan people are strong. What do you think about the future of Afghanistan? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more informative content. See you in the next video.